Welcome everybody to the FortiEDR Threat Hunting module video series. In this video series, we're going to explore the different features and functionalities of the FortiEDR Threat Hunting module. And so we're going to talk about the capabilities it can provide to the end user and to the company. After logging into the FortiEDR web interface, you're going to see this beautiful dashboard. In order to switch to the Threat Hunting module section, you have to expand the Forensics tab and click on Threat Hunting. In this interface, we've got different options and filters that we're going to explore later on in this video series. But for the sake of this video, we're going to talk briefly about each section. Here, we've got a powerful search bar that allows you to write any Apache Lucene-like syntax search expressions, which will allow you to search for any activities or any kind of activities available on the operating systems or collected from the different operating systems by the FortiEDR agent. Those information can be source IP address, destination IP address, parent process name, destination process name, registry key path, registry key, registry value, the collector name, the process and attributes, the command line arguments, and any kind of data that was collected by the FortiEDR agent, it will be shown here. Here in the right hand corner, we've got a time filter where you can filter by time. Here as well, we've got a really powerful feature that will allow you to save some queries for future reference. We're going to explore that in this video. And as well, you can save a new query or clear them all. In the left corner, we've got all devices here. You can filter, for example, by just my device. For example, I can put here when. I know that this particular host is my device and I can filter on that one. I can hit search bar, and as you can see here, we've got just one device related information. Here as well, you can filter out by processes, by file, by registry, by network, by logs, and here in these particular categories are put in these different tabs. This is really powerful for threat hunters when they are doing their job. For example, here we've got all the activities. Here we've got all the activities related to specific process. Here we've got all activities related to specific files like file deletion, file creation, file renamed, etc. We've got here the network activities. For example, you can see all the remote ports numbers, which process is communicating with a specific remote IP, etc. We've got registry keys, we've got event logs, etc. The other beautiful feature is this one, which allows you to filter out based on the behavior. For example, reconnaissance, scripting, persistency, process hollowing, code injection, LOLBIN, which stands for living of the land binaries. We're going to explore those in future videos. And many other things like the type of the event, the source process, destination process, etc. So the question arises here is, what kind of data the FortiEDR agent is capable of collecting from me? In order to answer this question, we can go to Security Settings, expand the Threat Hunting section here, and click on something called Collection Profiles. In a simple definition, the collection profile is a feature available within the FortiEDR agent that allows you to specify what kind of activities the FortiEDR agent can collect for you. Here we've got some default collection profiles. As you can see here, we've got the FortiEDR, the Fortinet beautiful logo here. And of course, you can just click on it and you can clone it as you wish and make modification to that particular cloned profile as you wish. As an example in this video, we're gonna talk about the comprehensive profile, and this particular comprehensive profile is really comprehensive because it checks all the different system activities, as you can see here. So it can collect for you all the file detected, information related to processes, to files, network activities, registry hives related information, event logs, etc. This particular comprehensive profile or collection profile that is named comprehensive profile, we've got the CARP, which is a collection group that is assigned to it. If we go to inventory collectors, we're going to see all the collector group names, and the CARP is mine, which has two different agents. One is Windows 2019 and one is Windows 2016. Those two collectors are two operating systems that contains the FortiEDR agent installed on them. So let's go to threat hunting module here, and we're going to go to VMware Fusion, open up or fire up a PowerShell, navigate to desktop. We're going to try to type some system commands, legitimate commands. For example, hostname, okay, and let do net user net local group administrators. So let's see if the FortiEDR is capable of collecting those information. If we go to processes, you're gonna see that yeah, let's search again. Okay, we're gonna do, for example, hostname. Okay, let's put, for example, here last hour, just last hour, and you're gonna see that indeed we've got a reconnaissance behavior which was caused by PowerShell. If we go here, you're gonna see that PowerShell executed net.exe, and net.exe executed net1.exe. Look, you can, for example, here take action on this particular binary, and here we have the MITRE attack alignment. We've got here some information related to this process. It's a console application, it's 64-bit process, and it's signed by Microsoft. So indeed, you cannot go ahead and delete this file because it's developed by Microsoft, but you can take other actions, of course. For example, you can take it to add block list. You can add it to the block list. You are not or you don't desire to allow any user to start the net.exe commands, or you can retrieve it for deep dive forensics, for example, doing reverse engineering if you have an unknown binary. So here you've got all the information related to the commands we have executed. For example, here we've got hostname, as you can see. So we've got here PowerShell, and PowerShell here, if you go to summary, you can see all information related to PowerShell. You can see the command lines, etc. Let's now go back to our agents and try to do psexec dash accept eula dash s dash icmd.exe. psexec is developed by Microsoft, but it's usually used by attackers. If we do whoami, you will see that psexec spawn cmd, a cyber process that is running in high integrity level, high privileges, which is anti-authority system. This is abnormal behavior that I already whitelisted on the operating system for learning purposes. So now if we try to do another search, you're gonna see that psexec will be shown immediately. Okay, let's search for psexec here. Yeah, exactly. So as you can see, here we've got psexec was executed by administrators, and we've got a service called psexec svc that is the service related to psexec. Okay, so here you can simply put, just click on that link or that event, and you can click on psexec, and in a single click, you can just added to the block list. And PSExec will no longer be available to the attacker. So you can block it immediately. So you can take actions. And if you can see here, the file description is PSExec service. The company name is sysinternals, which is now handled by Microsoft company. And the other thing is it's 32-bit, and most malwares are developed as a 32-bit process, which is really, really common. Anyway, the other thing I would like to introduce here is the search queries. What if we want to create a search query and schedule that query, search for any PSExec activity on the environment? Simply put, you can do it as follows. You can just go here, do PSExec. You can put here, for example, let me just let's go to the saved queries. Show you something. Here we've got possible PSExec. We can just rename this, and you can put it here. I will show you the logic behind creating this particular event. So as you can see, if you want to create such an event, let's assume that we have this event, you can simply add this particular filter and do the behavior as privilege escalation. The PSExec is the process. It's not good to filter out on the process name because the attacker may change the name of the process, but this is just an example. The target process file name, which is the service name. So let's assume that we have these conditions. So the beauty of the threat hunting module is it allows you to just copy and paste. As you can see, look, you can just copy and paste those events here, which is really, really awesome and effective for threat hunting, for saving time. And now, since you have this, you can just go ahead, save your query under the name you want. The other thing I have created, and we will explore in future videos in more details, you've got the execution policy bypass. So for example, if we go ahead and do get execution policy, it's remote signed. I can do now PowerShell dash execution policy bypass. And if we do get execution policy, now it's set to bypass. And as you know, the execution policy restricts administrator from executing some advanced PowerShell commandlets accidentally. So attackers usually want to avoid that and set the execution policy to bypass. So if you kind of go ahead and do execution policy bypass here, filter, and run it, it will give you immediately that indeed a user executed PowerShell.exe using the command line argument -ep bypass. And this is the filter here. And I am excluding the csrss.exe because it's a false positive. I don't want to see that. Okay, so this is a filter, and you can learn more about it in this particular small page. The other option is, or the other search query is, for example, the LSAS dump. Now let's assume that a specific user went ahead and go to LSAS and wanted to create a dump file name. If I do it now, the EDR will isolate my host. So I already did it before. So what I want to do, I want to execute that particular search query and check the action. Okay, let's remove the integrity level. And let's go to files. No need to remove the integrity level, by the way. I just need to go to files or all activities. You can see here that in the computer name, this one, a file was created, and the process ID is this. The task manager is the parent process, and the file name is named lsas.dump, which is the default behavior by task manager when trying to dump different processes. It just creates a dump file with the name of the process, and this is the location, the default location by the process by the task manager when trying to dumping processes. So it's really, really effective for a threat hunter to quickly search for the some known behaviors or techniques used by attackers. Another thing, the last but not least one, is the user was added or deleted to a group. This is a beautiful use case. So here you can see that a user was added, for example, now to an admin group, do some specific actions, and then that user removes itself from the admin, the local administrators group. You can set that filter and set it as a search query. And the beauty of all this is you can schedule those queries here. We will come into that later on in future videos. For that reason, I would like now to thank you for taking the time for viewing this video. See you next time.